I'm ThatPaulGuy, and it's Thursday. Many people think the best thing about Thursday is the deal on chicken soft tacos at Del Taco. But there may be some wiggle room in that. And by the way, if you don't live near a Del Taco, move. Notes for It's Thursday are going to include tech, gaming, and whatever I throw in there. It'll be my chance to share some goings on with whatever might be going on. So notes from this week are going to be including the stuff from E3, which is the Electronic Entertainment Expo. By the way, E3, when they write it out, it's like E with a little 3 on it, like it's cubed, like E cubed. And I'm not really sure about that because it makes me think that it's like, you know, E27 or 27 E's, or I don't know. That's all confusing. Hey, it's not me. I didn't name it. Okay, so on we go. Anyway, Microsoft, people that make your Xbox, if you have an Xbox, Project Scarlet. Do these people not even number anything anymore? I mean, really, obviously they can't count. We know that from Windows 8 going to Windows 10, Xbox 360, Xbox One, I don't know. This thing is supposed to be 120 frames per second at 8K. Now, none of us have an 8K set. That's you know, that remains to be seen, but it's supposed to also have solid state device type storage. It's going to have ray tracing, and it's going to be backward compatible. It also should be launching about the holiday season of next year, 2020. So that was pretty exciting out of Microsoft. Made a big deal about it, big presentation, all that stuff. So what did the rival Sony do about the PlayStation? Yeah, that was about it. Actually, Sony quietly kind of, they announced a little bit earlier, a couple weeks ago, that they were also going to have 8K at 120 frames per second. And it was also going to be backward compatible, and it was also going to have SSD and ray tracing. But they did also say that they were going to support VR. Right now, if you think about it, folks, your gaming console that's on your TV is struggling to make 30 frames per second at 1080p. It will show you 4K in movies and stuff like that in streaming, but the gameplay is 1080p at 30 frames per second. So I realize the 8K right now might cost you the amount of a house, but there's either some serious future proofing where they've got firmware upgrades that are going to happen to this, or they've made some kind of huge technological leap in the past 5 years that's going to allow you to do that. Because you think about that, 8K at 120 frames per second, unless you're running Frogger or maybe Space Invaders, that's going to take a heck of a lot of computing power. Which does lead me to AMD, because AMD is going to be providing the bones for both of these consoles. AMD has their Zen 2 3000 series CPUs that are going to go toe-to-toe basically with Intel's offerings. There will be similar price, well, they're going to have, AMD has always had a pretty decent price point, but they will have everything from a 4-core 8-thread up to a 16-core 32-thread processor, which will be the 3950. It'll be the Ryzen 9 3850 that will be coming out, I believe it's as late as September. All the rest of their stuff is going to come out in July 7th, or 7/7 for their 7 nanometer. They are going to have, pretty much have the CPU market squared, just taken over by them, because Intel is still struggling it down to 10 nanometer, and AMD is already going to be producing a 7 nanometer for half the price of a comparable CPU or processing unit. So if anybody's trying to get me to help them do a build later this year, or probably for the next year or so, I hope you like AMD, because it's going to be on a red team computer. Their GPU market, they've got a couple of GPUs that are coming out. The it's going to be the RX 5700 and the 5700 XT. Now those will go toe-to-toe directly with Nvidia's offerings, the green team. They're going to go directly against the 2060, the RTX 2060 and the RTX 2070. Similar price points for both of those. Similar performance, although AMD says they'll have just a little bit of an edge. We'll see what happens when the actual benchmarks start coming out. Unlike the CPUs, that's going to be a lot tighter, because the price points are going to be more similar, and AMD has not always had great performance with the video cards. They used to be really good at CPUs, and they dropped off, and they're gaining ground again. But as far as the competition with Nvidia, they've always just been a little bit behind, and they might be this time too. So we'll have to see where all that falls out. They have something called Fidelity FX that is going to be their software that's going to be like an upscaling or software to make everything look better. Their key thing there is that that product will make it better than Nvidia's product, because Nvidia's product, to do the same thing, cuts the performance in about half. It makes a serious blow to the performance. And AMD's computations, they say, does not make a serious impact. Only impacts about 1 or 2% on the average, they said. So you should still get pretty good fidelity. You should still get very good gameplay. And together with their CPUs, some people might be able to stream the video games that they're playing without having to need another PC. So most of the time, if you see these people that are out there on Twitch or something like that and they're streaming, they have a dual setup. They've got a gaming PC and they've got a streaming PC. That no longer will have to be the case for some of these upper end CPUs. So we'll see how that goes. Not to be outdone, Nvidia has said that, oh, well, hold on, wait a minute, we got video cards too. So they're releasing 5 new video cards that are basically the overclocked versions of what they already have out. And they allegedly are going to cut the price on some of their other video cards that are already out in the market. So now they've decided to completely flood the market with a lot of SKUs, and where AMD is coming out and they've got a fairly defined structure where, hey, look, if you're looking for this, get that, you're looking for that, get that. Nvidia's got several offerings, and they're more looking like Intel, who's just crowding the market with a bunch of numbers that nobody is quite sure, and really trying to confuse the consumer. Wait a minute, I'm the consumer. Yeah, you're the consumer. It's gonna be a lot confusing. Okay, so it's gonna be hard to tell, heads from tails sometimes. So I don't know, but Nvidia cards are probably still going to be the king of the beast. They're still going to be on top. We'll just have to see where all this falls out, and if those AMD cards can be overclocked at all. There are a ton of games coming out that have been out through E3 and announcements by major studios. A game called Cyberpunk 2077, which has been long awaited, anticipated, and all that good stuff. It's going to have somebody we all should know and love, Ted Theodore Logan, otherwise known as Keanu Reeves, for those of you that didn't get the Bill and Ted joke. Bill and Ted 3 is going to be coming out soon. I didn't make that up, okay, that's real. Gears of War 5, Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, Halo Infinite, they're all coming out. There is a bunch of exclusives that will come out for PlayStation and the Xbox, Project Scarlet. I'm sure Nintendo's going to have all of their exclusives and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff. And like I said, Xbox or PC, there should be PC support from Microsoft for Xbox games, but we still don't know what that's going to be in the form of. We don't know if that's going to be in the form of Xbox's streaming service that they're going to be rivaling the Google Stadia with, or if that's going to be actual, like, hey, you buy the Xbox game, you also get a copy of the PC version that you can download on your PC that you don't have to have your Xbox on to play. So we'll see how that works out. We will see how all of that works out. How's that? All of this is on the heels of Google's announcement for their Stadia gaming service. That's going to be a streaming service that will have a couple of different pricing structures and a couple of different things. But basically, it's going to be an online streaming where you don't need an actual console. They're going to have 2 different payment plans. One of them is $9.99 a month. That's a pro plan. You're going to have access to some free games. You're going to have 4K gaming at, I believe they did say 60 frames per second. It's going to have surround sound, HDR quality video. So we'll see that. But the free is going to include 1080p gaming and stereo sound. And both of those should be, most people should be able to get either plan, because the budget end of most people's cable internet is around the 35 megabits per second that they're saying that you have to have for this. They do have a Chromecast and controller bundle that is for pre-sale right now that will operate with their game. You don't necessarily need a Google controller. You can use another controller, but they are selling a bundle that has the Chromecast and 3 months of Pro for $129.99. So my only concern is what happens to those games if you can't play, or you're moving, or somebody else is hogging the internet, say PC gaming with their Microsoft or whatever the deal is. How does that affect, or if you've got a lot of people that are playing all together. My other concern with that is if you are 4K gaming and you're using a lot of bandwidth, how long until you max out whatever your cable company's top end of the data that they allow is? A lot of people are capped off at 1 terabyte. So if you use that halfway through the month, what does that do the rest of your the rest of your month. Cable companies are making, I mean, they can stand to make a lot of money charging you in like little 50 gig blocks for more internet. So we'll have to see what happens there and if Google reacts to that at all. So November is when this is supposed to launch, and so we'll see how it goes. The last thing I got on the agenda for today, Gus, my buddy Gus, is going to be doing a video with me soon. Don't know exactly when it's going to be. It's going to be soon. Gus, for those of you that don't know, is the guy that when I disappeared from Cincinnati for about a week and a half, I came down here to come visit Gus. So we're going to probably post it on his Facebook page. We'll post it on my YouTube channel so all you guys can see it that are subscribers. And by the way, if you don't mind, I'm so close to 50 after a year, almost a year of this channel. Almost 50 subscribers. So if you don't mind, take the time and hit that red bar and subscribe. That little bell icon will let you know when I'm doing more of these videos. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All comments are always welcome, good, bad, and different. So, let me know what's on your mind too. And It's Thursday will be, I'm hoping it's going to be a weekly event, and we'll let you know what's going on. So hopefully Gus and I can get together this weekend or next weekend. We have another project that we're going to be working on together, so we can knock this out at the same time. So I'm looking forward to it. But that's all I got for right now. So folks, until next time, I'll see you later.